Hello, everybody. This is Kesey here from Keep It Moving Services. We're going to be doing a three-part video for this section. And for the first part, we're going to teach you how to wrap a dresser. Second part, we're going to teach you how to wrap a couch. Third part, we're going to teach you how to wrap your TV, all done the right way. So, as you see here, we're wrapping the dresser. Now, in this part, you want to make sure that you take your time in laying out the blanket over top of the dresser because you'll get nicer folds that way. Now, as you see here, I'm trying to even out my blanket, make it horizontal with the dresser. And as you see here, it's horizontal on all sides. Well, vertical, horizontal on all sides evenly, right? And we're gonna need two blankets for this part. Now, as you can see here, the lines are all facing in one direction, right? So that means that that's the long way. And whichever way the arrow or lines is facing, that's the way you should be going, at least in this example, long ways, right? So for this section, you're gonna need two blankets. And right now, I'm explaining here the importance of having all the sides of the dressers covered, which is very important because if you have anything uncovered when moving, especially if you guys are tired or maybe you're in a situation where the dresser is going to be getting close to the wall, touching the wall, or maybe even bumping into the wall. You need to make sure all the sides are covered. um Even in this example, you can even go for a third blanket, which we'll get into a little bit in this video. So now, as you can see, since we did nice, we evened everything out, and it's still not even perfect, but we have everything even and parallel with each other. This fold looks smooth. Ideally, it's supposed to wrap around the back a little bit more, like the left side you see here, and then it covers up the back. So in this situation, if you're in this situation, use a third blanket, throw it right over, and then wrap all the way around. So as we proceed here, you could either start with the top corner and get all the sides of the dresser, but the wrapping part is fairly simple. You could start from the bottom as well. It's really up to you. But as you're working your way from the top down or the bottom up, you want to have a partner. And what your partner is going to be doing is tipping the dresser to each side as you go along, just so you can get under those folds and get under the feet. Make sure that the feet is tucked in. What I mean by that is the blanket being folded under and wrapped around the feet. So that way, when you're moving across a hard surface and you need to put it down, you're not risking scratching the ground or anything like that. So now we proceed onto the couch. It's a lot similar to the last wrap that we just did. And so you're gonna need two blankets. You could even go for a third one. You gotta be strategic on your placement with the blankets sometimes to get the most out of it and wrap the whole thing. But in this example, like the last one, you can get away with using two blankets, and you want to get about halfway, maybe a little bit less than what I have. You want to have it pretty close to halfway, because when you go to fold it along the sides, like how I'm getting ready to do here, it folds around to the back a little bit, right? So that was sort of where in the last video, if I used a little bit less, I would have gotten that back end of the dresser covered a little bit more. So before I proceed anymore, I want to stress the importance of covering the feet of your couches your dressers, or anything that you're moving. And it's really important to take the feet off of the couches if you can, to avoid, there's tight turns or just bumping into the wall, right? Though the furniture feet can cause a lot of damage. So take those off whenever you can. I always have my guys take off the feet just so we can eliminate any risk with that. And if you leave the feet on, just tuck the blankets up under it and wrap it well. Now, as you can see in this video here, we also left the pillows on the couch. Ideally, you want to take the pillows off and put them in a plastic bag. It's okay to be resourceful a little bit and use a garbage bag to hold your pillows, a clean one, obviously, and we're just going to throw it in a bag and keep it safe somewhere, right? That's just so that way you can get a better wrapping on the couch. Now, what I'm doing here is getting ready to use the tape to hold the sides up. That's what I would do if I'm working on any of these pieces of furniture on my own. I just wanted to show you what that would be like working on your own for a little section to wrap everything, right? So this part here, I'm pretty much doing the rest on my own. I fold the side up as I'm getting ready to show you, and then I'll use tape to hold the sides, um, hold the folds on the blanket. So, and just keep note, the blanket and the shrink wrap and tape really does matter when you're moving. Now, you can't go too cheap on the tape because then it won't hold. Like if you get some cheap tape and you try to, as you see here, hold the folds, it can fall apart on you before you get to even shrink wrapping it. So if you want good materials for a fair price, check out the link down below. A lot of times companies overcharge for shrink wrap and tape. Luckily for you guys, I have the connections and I'm going to get you good shrink wrap and good tape for a discounted rate. To buy our supplies, go ahead and check out the link down below. We got you. So as we proceed here, I'm holding up all the sides with the tape. I'm getting ready to prepare the shrink wrap. Now, when you're shrink wrapping a couch, ideally start from the bottom and work your way up, because now you're getting a foundation and the shrink wrap isn't getting all over the place. I tend to make a little knot on the end of the shrink wrap. I believe I'm going to show you that right here. When you make a little knot, you can then tie that around the foot of the couch and tie it around. So you're going to tie that around and it's going to be like the anchorage for preparing to shrink wrap. Now a new clip is going to come up and we had to pretty much restart the scene. So again, when you're doing the shrink wrapping, you want to start from the bottom and work your way up. And there's two methods to shrink wrapping. There's the way that I did here, which is starting your way from the bottom and working your way up. It will look a lot cleaner once that's done. So we just made a little skip there and we're going to speed this up for you. Stick to the end. I have one last thing to tell you at the end of the video. So really there's three ways of wrapping a dresser or a couch, I should say. You can go and wrap around the center of the couch how I begin wrapping the couch that I was doing. Then once around, you go around once or twice, you can push it upward, right, and wrap down the center. I would suggest doing it as displayed here. It's a little bit more efficient and you get all the sides. You can get the feet pretty well doing it this way. Also, if you're using blankets and you don't want to use as much shrink wrap, again, you can start it off how I did and just use tape. So the tape is going to hold everything down. Just make sure you use, you know, three, I would say 3 to 4 blankets if you're going to be taping it. I say that because the shrink wrap acts as like another layer buffer for wrapping the furniture. But if you're not going to use that and you're going to use tape because you that's what you have, just use 3 or 4 blankets. Make sure you get all the sides. So that's it for the video. I appreciate you guys for watching all the way through, and I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's, a wonderful Christmas. And if you want more material like this on how to properly prepare for your next move, check out our guide in the link down below. That's going to show you everything you need to know about moving. Thank you guys for watching again. Keep it moving services. Sync your move to perfection. Peace.